This happened Tuesday afternoon, approximately about after 4. I got the call from her. It happened Stella Street, Romian. It's by her house. Yeah, that's my baby. Yeah, she has about now. I can't really tell you if it registered or not because it's somebody that I actually had known from the area that I grew up, and you know, she taught my daughter in kindergarten, and after I know she stopped teaching, and you know, I saw her just advertising that she has the daycare and so forth. So, you know, as a working mother, I asked her about it and whatever, and I started my daughter there. Sometimes my son would go as well. He's 3.5. So Tuesday when I dropped her morning, I dropped her off, well, and a friend of mine, so I knew the child was perfect. So I was on work. When I got the call, no, sorry, I didn't get the call. I called her. Normally I would call a couple times for the day to check up on my daughter. I called her in the evening time, about after 4, as I say. She was like, oh my gosh, girl, you know, I was about to call you, right? She said she's so frantic. You know, she beat the 2-year-old. You know, she was just going on and on. So I'm like, do you see what happened to my daughter? She was like, girl, after calling a video call to see it, I said, Lucy, what happened to my daughter? She said she get bite on one side of her face and some scratches on the other side. I say, is it bad? She say, yeah, a little bad because the mark is visible. I say, how did that happen? You know, I get frightened. I start asking her questions. And she told me that she said, girl, I didn't mean to. I didn't know it would have happened so fast. She said she went in the kitchen to cook. And she left my daughter on the bed. Mind you, my daughter is 7 months. Now, I can't really give you a fit amount of children that she has because normally I don't really go into the daycare, but I know she has about 3 to 4 I would normally see, and I think 2 kind of basically live there basically, right? And the 2-year-old is always there most of the times, a little girl. And so when she left her on the bed, she went to cook, and she said she heard the bawling, right? Now, I mean, if you watch the videos, watch the marks, it's not for a second, because it's a lot of scrape all over the child eye and whatever like that. I'm not saying it's not the 2-year-old, but where were you for so long, right? I asked her all of this thing. She said when she come back now, she turned my daughter on her belly and start patting her, thinking she wanted to sleep. So I'm like, you know, so you didn't see the mark on her face? She said she didn't know. It's only when she realized my daughter constantly bawling and she wasn't stop crying. She turned her back around and then she watched the face and she realized, which I find it's not right. It's not adding up, because if you went, you see her, obviously you would see this thing on her face. It's a big bite, mark the child's face and all these scratches. I just went along with what she told me, right? Right, I started crying frantic. I said, here, what, you need to bring my daughter for me immediately. Right, let me see what's going on with her. She said, bring her with all her stuff. I say, yeah. When she bring my daughter from me now, I said, Lacey, I need to know what really going on, because this marks the child's face swollen. Now, mind you, in the conversation, she was telling me that she called one of her aunts, and one of her aunts was telling her about something called Whitlow. I'm not sure, I didn't really look up the name, but she was telling me that her aunt was telling her about that to cover the marks, right, to lighten up the marks then. She said, not from you, but I know the father will be upset. I said, well, no, I can't do that. I said, what you could possibly buy, what I could do, right, because the mark's bad. Right, so what you're trying to tell me was trying to cover it before I know whatever. I don't know what was going through she head for she to say that, but she brought the baby for me, and honestly, seeing my daughter like that, she's a baby, I was in shock. I start crying. I say, here, I will keep her and I will go home with her. When she left, I didn't curse her. We never had anything concerning none of the above, right, on Tuesday afternoon. When I went home, I told the father, because she lives with her parents, which is me and the dad. Right, when I went home, the father started asking questions, because, you know, the child is terrible. She's only 7 months, remember, she can't walk. She now starts sitting up on her own. Right, so up till this now, mind you, tell me if this right. I didn't get any phone call for the afternoon to speak to the father, neither to ask me how the baby going. Right, I didn't say anything because I done in traumatized already, so I just left it alone, because I just wanted to monitor my daughter. Right, I did not go to the police, nothing like that Tuesday afternoon because of the shock. Wednesday, a lot of rain was falling, if you could recall, throughout the country. Wednesday morning, I was a bit upset and I called her. I said, Lacey, I said, the father want answers. We need to know what really going on, what really happened, because when you really watch the dig, I don't know. I mean, from the police and everybody, I don't know if the child had an instrument and she not telling us because this is her cousin child, by the way, right? The 2-year-old. So I don't know if the child had something in her hand. What really went on? I wasn't there. I don't know. I say sorry already. What you want me to do? I can't bring it back. I said, could you speak to the father? He's right here. No, I already tell you, sorry, and here what? If you want, call the police and the father get locked up, and she hung up the phone on me. 2 hours after that, I get a call from the San Fernando police station stating that I threatening her life. Right? So when the police questioned me and whatever, my husband was right when I spoke to her. So the police was like, well, when you think about it, anybody could threaten her because what shall the baby face? So he said, here, what the best thing to do? Take this to court or do what you have to do, right? Because I told them the conversation that me and she had, whatever, because nobody in touch her. She's perfectly fine. Nobody didn't go to her home, if you understand what I'm saying, right? So she's okay, right? So they told me, if I want to take it to court or whatever, because it would be a civil matter or whatever between me and her or whatever like that, right? My thing is, well, I went to the station yesterday actually, so I went back to let them know whatever, to put in my report. I went to the baby, they saw the baby face, everything like that. My thing is that nothing, what had happened to me now, because I am so traumatized, I cannot go to work. I have to stay home with the baby. What's going to happen to me now? I supposed to be working. I need to work. The father can't stay home. He have to work. And she not reaching out to me whatsoever. And up till now, I don't really know what happened to my baby. She has a room for them with playpen and stuff like that. I'm telling you, she said she had the child on the bed. She said the room that she had the baby in when the incident happened, it had no cameras. But everywhere else have cameras, right? I need answers. I want to know what's going on because she's perfectly just going about her life. When I called her the evening to find out, which was the Tuesday evening when I was on my way home, she was saying, Gail, hold on, I'm just buying some shoes for my son and thing. My thing is, no compassion. You understand what I'm saying? And if you watch the video, you would see the baby still have the marks on her. My baby, Ariel Majesty Lett.
Okay.
Oh, and she did tell me she has an autistic child in that home, right? I don't think she's fit to run her home, right? She told me after she took a dabbler, which is the wood thing that you just beat roti with, and she said she beat the child on her knuckles and bokeh her in her mouth. Now, if this is what you're doing, it's not only my daughter. She needs to be shut down. And according to our lawyer yesterday, she has to be charged for negligence. So I don't have it's a house. It's her house, right, yeah. So I never took any pictures and of that sort. Not sure it is registered as well as I told you, right? To her from the past,